Good day, Explora bookworms. Welcome back to Explora Talks. Here at Explora Talks, we dive deep into books and the amazing authors behind them. My name is Maggie, your host for today's episode, and I am thrilled to share another inspiring story with you. Here at Explora Books, we love bringing powerful stories out into the world, whether it's publishing or spreading the word. Our goal is to connect readers everywhere with voices that matter. And today, we're doing it again on Explora Talks. On this episode, I'm excited to be chatting with someone whose strength radiates both in life and on the page. Today, we're joined by the author of a powerful book that explores resilience, faith, healing, hope, and the transformative journey toward leaving a legacy. The book titled The Genome of Faith, A Scientist's Testament Beyond the Timeline. Welcome to Explora Talks, Dr. Ulysses Labilles. Hello, Dr. Uli, how are you doing?
Hi, hello. I'm doing well. I'm getting ready for the next my second book fair, which is Frankfurt, and looking forward to see all of you Explora team that became my family since I met all of the team in Manila.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. And we're very excited about your book. How's the weather today? How are you feeling? How's your day been?
Yeah, yeah. The weather today is great, and my friend from church asked me since my glucose levels from going down to going up, asked me to walk because weather here is nice. It's a good, nice weather to walk, and that's what I did to burn it off with the
Beautiful.
high glucose level.
That's beautiful. I love walking too. And a lot of our readers must also know the magic of walking. You just have to feel the environment and feel good. Feel good about yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Actually, in part of my book, I mentions about the tulips here in St. Louis. I love the tulips here at St. Louis University, where I take my walk and gather my thoughts, my idea during the process of writing this book.
That sounds beautiful. A lot of our audience, and I'm pretty sure a lot of your readers also love flowers. I do love flowers. So tulip sounds amazing while you are walking. So, since you've mentioned about the book, and before we dive into the book, I would love to get to know you first. And I'm pretty sure your readers and our audience would love to do that. So, Dr. Yuli, you have an impressive career in epidemiology, your cancer research, and public health. But before I would love to talk about the book, could you share to us a little about how your personal journey has shaped the work you do today?
My personal journey that shaped what I do today is because of my promise to a dying brother, my youngest brother, who's dying of pancreatic cancer. A night before he passed away, um, I was talking to him, and he told me that he is already tired being the eldest in the family and the smartest in the family. My youngest brother asked me, can you go back to school and study this very painful disease? So I promised him, yes, I'm going back to school to study your disease, and that's what I did. The following morning, he passed away. Right away, I applied for grad school, and it's a good thing I have good relationship with my former professors and colleagues that wrote nice recommendation letter for grad school. That's why I was able to be admitted for the grad school PhD in public health.
Thank you for sharing that, Dr. Yuli, and I'm sorry for your loss. Um, wow, that's quite a heavy, but yet there's also an inspiring story behind it. Now you mentioned about your work with cancer. I believe you also you faced stage 4 non-small cell lung cancer yourself. How did that diagnosis change the way you see health, healing, and the role of faith?
When I was diagnosed in November 2023, and I was told by my neurosurgeon that I have a lesion on the right lobe of my lung, and it has spread already to my brain, and he needs to remove a tumor in my brain. And he gave me a heads up that it's a central nervous system procedure. There's a lot of things that could happen during the procedure, and after the procedure, you could lose some memory. Um, so what I did is, up right after my surgery, I took my um, research notebook right away. I I'm starting writing about precision oncology because at that time that it's my research interest. So, and my neurosurgeon asked me, Yuli, what are you doing? You just got done with a major surgery. Are you testing your threshold? That was his question, and I said yes. I'm testing my threshold. I just want to make sure that I didn't lose anything. That's what I did, and to test my cognitive reserve. As soon as I was discharged in the hospital, I started writing this book, a chapter by chapter, uh, to test myself that I still have it, and it's nice with God's help that um, God let me survive with the procedure, and then I still have my skills to write, which is that's uh, that is very my skill of writing is very important to me. That's why because I was diagnosed with cancer, I already have several research paper that was published already with leading journals, surgery journals, and which is ironic is that all of my published research is about the cancer that I was diagnosed with.
This story speaks so much about resilient, and I would love to dive right away into your book because I am so excited and I am also intrigued for what I will be learning for today with you in your book. So now let's talk about your book. Your book introduces, sorry. So now let's talk about your book. Your book introduces the concept of fidempatheia, a fusion of faith and empathy. And you
Yeah.
have shared to me about it. You have shared to us about how important this faith. So, can you tell us what this means and why is it so central to your book, to your message?
Yeah, well, the reason why it's central to my book and to my premise writing this book is that when you're terminally ill, or you're just diagnosed with the stage 4 non-small cell lung cancer, the empathy that every member of the care team of Barnes Jewish Center gave me the strength, gave me the hope that I tells me that the love and care of the Barnes Jewish Center care team will help me stand up slowly, but and by maintaining my faith. All of my support team here in St. Louis with St. Francis Xavier College Church, and my old church in Dallas continue to check on me and how I'm doing. That's what made me stronger and stand up every time I realize that I might be dying soon, especially when my medical oncologist told me that he he knows that I'm a scientist. He always put his hands on my shoulder. Yuli, I know you're a scientist. I know that you understand the survival rate, the overall survival rate with stage 4 cancer patient. Yeah, with stage 4 cancer patient, your prognosis, you only have 6 months to a year to live. That's what takes me every day, every given day, in the morning mass here in St. Louis, or at lunchtime. That I pray to God, that I always pray to God, God, if you're ready to take me, I'm ready. But if you still have plan for me here on earth, I'm here for you. That's what keeps me going. And I made it in October, my 6 months in October last year, and my 1 year in April this year. So that's why I'm still alive, and all of the treatment they're doing for me is through precision oncology, my research interests. They were the extensive genomic sequencing of my genes. They were able to um, see the mutated genes that I have, which is the MET exon 14, and give them the chance to target the mutated cancer cell, versus the chemotherapy, which is a blunt instrument that gives patients a lot of side effects, versus the targeted treatment that they're doing right now.
Thank you, Dr. Yuli. I feel so honored chatting with you right now, truly, and I'm so happy for your journey. There's so much hope with what you just shared, so thank you very much. It's very touching. I'd love to know about this book. Who do you hope will read this? Would it be patients, families, health professionals, or maybe all of us?
The beneficiaries of the message of my book is not only my family, my friends, my college friends back in Manila, and my college friend in Minnesota, where I where I finished my PhD in applied public health epidemiology. And researchers too, young researchers, that they, and the readers who are terminally ill, that to give them the hope that after a grim diagnosis, there's still hope, and the hope is through God, and that's why I call I the title of my book is The Genome of Faith. The Genome of Faith in biology is about your um, biological makeup, but the genome of faith is based on how you were raised, uh, from being a young kid, that prayers can move mountain. That's what made I decide to use the title of my book, The Genome of Faith, is that all of us have different genome of faith depending on how strong of your faith and the faith of your family and how you were raised as a Christian.
Thank you. I love how you interject scientific approach to faith because I'm a Filipino and I have a very strong culture when it comes to faith. And your book resonates so much to the Filipino culture and even to those people who have strong faith and culture that bounds in faith is that there's so much hope when you are going through difficult times and faith gives you the light to
Yeah,
continue living. And this is so amazing. This is so beautiful.
yeah. The very popular Filipino saying is that, or it's not probably not only Filipino, but as Catholic, is that the family that prays together stays together, and that's my family became my community, my support group when I first moved here in the U.S. My mom, my dad, the way he raised me as an athlete, and the way I love and always remember the cooking of my mom. Um, the breakfast is waiting for me after my tennis practice. Um, what I'm as the eldest brother among all five boys. Um, the way I was trained as an athlete, my dad wakes me up at 5 and run with him. Then after an hour of running, then I end up my morning at the tennis court, and my tennis coach is already waiting for me. And then after every given practice, it's the food that's waiting for me, the food that my mom cook every given morning.
That's so beautiful. Looking, I mean, reading, listening to you and understanding about your book and your journey makes me understand better that this book has a deeper sense of what community is and how social support helps one another. And from my background, it's so beautiful that you mentioned about that saying that family prays together, stays together.
Yeah.
I've also been brought up in a way that prayers the prayer you tell yourself alone is powerful, but it's even more powerful when the community prays together. So that's
Yeah.
really beautiful. Thank you. In your experience, how does faith contribute to resilience for cancer survivors or anyone facing of serious health challenges?
Serious health challenges or any given challenges, I know that God is always on my side. That God will not leave me alone. Will not going to let me suffer. And that's it's a saying that you never alone in every given day because God is always on your side.
I feel like your book is actually very relevant nowadays, knowing that there's so many going on in the world, and plus with the access of social media, all people from the walks of life going through something. And it's a your book and your story is actually a very good reminder that there is somewhere out there a higher being, your God, your faith, that tells you that you're not alone. And you'll just have to look that deeper in you. And perhaps this book will guide them in going through that. Because I believe this is more than just about going through an illness. This is going through a difficult, challenging situation in life. And your book is a reminder for that to us.
Yes.
And I believe that in your book, empathy is also another major, I would say it's one of the cornerstones of your work. How can healthcare providers and communities practice deeper empathy for battling illness or for people who are going through challenging situations in their lives?
Yes. Is empathy is very important to healthcare provider because that's what gives their patient the strength. Just like my experience during the pandemic, when I was assigned to take care of the people of the Navajo Nation. Navajo Nation is one of the poorest uh, tribes in the nation, and they don't even have running water to wash their hands during the pandemic. And the First Nation still has that feeling that outside people doesn't care about them, and then that's why I bring that love to the Navajo Nation. That's why I started the genomic sequencing with the Navajo Nation, uh, with all the four corners, with all the different states that surrounding Navajo Nation, and I I even started the long COVID lecture series in Navajo Nation. That's how the U.S. government noticed my footprint, my career, what I'm doing with the Navajo Nation. That's when I got a call from here, from U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, St. Louis, and called me that Dr. Labilles, do you want to join our team? Yeah, that's how I moved from Dallas here in St. Louis, and then when I when I finally moved here, um, I replicated what I did for the Navajo Nation, and I started the long COVID lecture series too here in St. Louis, that that from all over. public health colleagues from all over and researchers from all over, from Madrid, from UK, and from all over the country attended that my lecture series here in St. Louis. But then, um, when the VA Long Beach noticed what I'm doing here in St. Louis, I was being onboarded ready to transfer here to St. Louis, but then a severe headache happened to me. Um, I was taken to neuro ICU at Barnes Jewish Center. That's where they found a tumor in my brain, and then they run more scan to me, and that's where they found the lesion on my right lung, and that's when they established their diagnosis that the primary lesion is the lesion on my right lung that already spread to my brain. So what's going on? The tumor in my brain is only secondary. The primary lesion is the non-small cell lung cancer on the right lobe of my lung.
It's so, life is so interesting because you're you're serving people, and we thank you for your service and for the knowledge that you have put into during COVID times. That was very, very difficult. Yet you selflessly offered yourself and help people around you. And then right after that, you were also in need of help. And yet this whole story becomes transformational, and now you're giving it back again. You are a wonderful person, Dr. Yuli.
Thank you.
There, ladies and gentlemen, that's Dr. Yuli, the Genome of Faith, a scientist testament beyond the time, is available on Amazon, Barnes, and Noble. Dr. Yuli, please invite everyone to get a copy of your book.
Yes, my book is available now on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, and also available with Waterstone Bookshop in UK. So it's available too. So eh, I just hope that my message, the premise of my book, will help those people who got nothing but hope. People who are terminally ill, and readers who have family members that's suffering also with cancer. And that's what I learned during the Manila International Book Fair. When during while I'm signing the book, and quite a few of the um, people that asking for me to sign their book, and they told me that, oh, I'm getting this for my family member who is currently ill and suffering with cancer.
You remind me so much of my aunt who also had breast cancer, and her life, she showed me that life is beautiful and wonderful, that no matter how difficult life brings you, it's always good to celebrate it. And you're a testament that we need to celebrate life.
Yes, yes, you're very right. Um, just talking about my it's with my medical history already that my my aunt, the sister of my mom, passed away of breast cancer. And then my assumption at that point, that's why when I was still in grad school, that um, um, BRCA2 mutation, BRCA2 breast cancer 2, that the kindreds, the family members, is passed on from one member of the family. So there are two kinds of gene mutation. Is germline mutation is the one that we inherit. Somatic mutation is what I have because of my exposure to carcinogen. Because before, during, and after grad school, I'm working with cutaneous oncology, and what's my exposure to um, histopathology laboratory agent that mutated my genes that led to the development of my non-small cell lung cancer because I'm I don't smoke. I'm a non-smoker, so that's what um, mutated my genes is my exposure to histopathology laboratory agent.
Thanks for sharing that, Dr. Yuli. You mentioned earlier about the Manila Book Fair. Before we wrap things up, I would like to know, or please share what it's like working with the Explora Books team, and also please tell us about your overall experience collaborating here at Explora Books.
Yep, my experience with the Explorer book team, they're very caring bunch, and that's they they know that I'm diabetic, which is which I became diabetic because of the key through the damage my pancreas that bias the production of my insulin. So the Explorer book team al- always make sure that I'm eating or go back to my hotel and not spend that much time uh, during the uh, during the book fair. Yeah, and then we're going back to empathy again. So the Explorer book team showed empathy to me, and that's really an experience that I will always remember. That's that's the reason why I'm looking forward to see the rest of the team again in Frankfurt.
I hope you were not splurging too much on the Filipino food when you were here in Manila with all the sweets and the tasty food that we have.
Yeah, I did some adobo, the Bicol Express. That yeah, but then again, I have to take it easy with rice because my doctor, my my diabetes care team here in St. Louis told me to take it easy with carbs and just eat more protein than carbs.
That is so true. Well, here at Explora Books, we are committed to bringing this book and its story to more people. And I personally love your story, and I'm pretty sure and confident that there will be more people who will love and will be intrigued with your story. Dr. Yuli, one final question. You mentioned legacy in your story. What legacy do you hope your journey and this book will leave behind?
The legacy, my legacy that regardless of what you have, regardless of your prognosis, I, I want to leave that message that, and to all of my readers, that don't give up, that God is always on your side. And through the empathy of my community here in St. Louis, and back in Dallas will give the terminally ill who got ill, the terminally ill people that who got nothing but hope. But there's still something that gonna help all the terminally ill people, that through God will they will continue to give them the strength. That's my legacy that I want to leave, that a diagnosis, a cancer always give you hope and will give you the strength.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yuli, for your time. And allow me to say maraming salamat po, and God bless you po with your journey.
Salamat.
And I will. Yes,
with
please.
this interview too. Maraming salamat with this interview too.
Thank you so much. I will see you in our next episode, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Maki.
There you have it, folks. Dr. Ulysses Labilles, the remarkable author of The Genome of Faith, a scientist's testament beyond the timeline, reminding us that resilience, faith, and empathy can turn life's toughest battles into hope and legacy. See you next time on another episode of Explora Talks. This has been Maki, your host for today. Until next time, goodbye.